Okay, we are back and we are playing some Warhammer Fantasy today. We're going to have 3,000 points of Tomb Kings versus Dogs of War. We're going to be playing Warhammer 8th edition. We're going to be using the old Warhammer Army Projects rules for the Dogs of War before they abandoned 8th and moved over to WAP. We're going to be playing a battle line scenario. This is going to be our table set up in a pseudo Kehmri looking, or as close to Kehmri as we can get, with some ruins, a little oasis here. I guess the merchant prince has gathered up a bunch of hired swords to go down to Kehmri and look for some treasure. So we will take you guys to the armies, first over to the Dogs of War and then to the Tomb Kings. Alright, here's our Dogs of War army. They are going to be led by a merchant prince on foot. He's going to have full plate armor, the dragon helm, the ogre blade, the talisman of endurance, and I believe he also has the ruby ring. We're going to have Lucretia Belladonna. She's on horseback. She's a level 4 wizard of Lore of Death. She also bestows a vial onto one champion and boosts his stats, and then she poisons D3 enemy characters before the game. She has... We'll go over that on the Tomb Kings list. We have our Paymaster here. He's going to have full plate, a shield, the Sword of Might, and whatever gives the 6-up ward save, I believe. We have Marco Margliano, who is basically a Dogs of War version of an engineer. He can use his Artillery Master ability, or he also has an ability, a Crossbow Master, where he allows a unit of crossbows to reroll ones if he's with them. And then we have a Hireling Wizard, a level 1 wizard of the Lore of Fire. He's just going to have Fireball. For core, we're going to have a unit of 20 of the Besiegers. We're going to have 20 of the Marksmen of Margliano. We're going to have 10 Freelance Knights. Also, we are going to have a unit of 25 of the Rico's Republican Guard. Rico is the one who got Belladonna's vial, and she increased 5 of his stats by 1 and gave him Killing Blow. Here we have a unit of 46 of the Paymaster's Bodyguard wearing full plate and having halberds, so they're going to be Strength 5. This here is the Paymaster's Pay Chest, so he'll be accompanying that. We have a unit of 12 of the Lumpkin Kroops. Moving to the back, we have the Goblin Air Force, which will be used as the Birdmen of Katraza. We have 2 Halfling Hot Pot Catapults. We have a Dogs of War Cannon, and we have a unit of 8 Hired Ogres. They have the best that money can buy from the Merchant Prince, so they will have +1 to their armor save, so they'll be having a 4-up armor save, and armor piercing. So that is it. That is 3,000 points of Dogs of War. Alright, we'll move over to the Tomb Kings. Almost forgot spells. Lucretia got Purple Sun, Soul Blight, Spirit Leech, and Caress of Laneth. And then again, the Hireling Wizard, he has the Fireball. That is what the Dogs of War are bringing for magic. Okay, what do we have for the Tomb Kings today? Our completely painted Tomb Kings now.
Got 50 skeleton warriors, 2 units of 6 horse archers, 2 catapults. I can't exactly remember how many archers are in that unit. Whatever 6 times 5 is.
30.
25 tomb guard, 3 chariots, 2 scorpions, 6 Ushapti, 3 Necropolis Knights, 2 level 2 Lich Priests, Ketep, the Herald, Necrotech, and the Tomb King.
And Belladonna poisoned the Tomb King and the Hierophant, whoever the Hierophant is.
Okay.
All right. So there we have the Tomb Kings. What spells do they have?
The level 2s have one has Dark Riders, the other has Breath of Darkness, and both of them have Rise. They're using Lore of Undeath.
Okay. And Ketep has Lore Master for the Lore of Kehmri, correct?
Yep.
All right. So there we go. That is 3,000 points of the Tomb Kings. We'll see you guys after deployment. We are all deployed. Over on the Dogs of War side, we have a hireling wizard who ended up in a fungus forest. We have the freelancers, the Paymaster's bodyguard with the Paymaster. We've got Cannon, the marksman of Margliano with Marco Margliano with them. The Merchant Prince is hanging out back here. Not quite sure what to do with him yet. 2 hot pots are up on the hill. The ogres are hanging out up front. The Lucretia is hiding back here. The what are these guys? The besiegers over here on this flank. The Republican Guard here, and the Birdmen are hiding back there. Lumpkin's Croops have scouted up to here. These are just going to be, these ruins are just going to be light cover, so we'll be moving the ruins around as need be to get troops onto the template. Over here for the Tomb Kings, we have skeleton horse archers. This Lich Priest, is that what he is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he landed in a fungus forest also. We have the chariots, Screaming Skull Catapult, Tomb Guard with the Tomb Herald and the Tomb King. We have the skeletons with Ketep, the skeleton archers with another Lich Priest, the Necrotech with the Ushapti, another Screaming Skull Catapult, and the second unit of horse archers hiding behind the woods. The Scorpions and the Necropolis Knights will be in reserve coming in with Entomb Beneath the Sands. So there we are, all deployed. The Dogs of War have won the turn to go first. So we will bring you guys back after Dogs of War turn 1. All right, at the end of Dogs of War turn 1, this is where we sit. The Birdmen flew up to here. They did manage to kill one of the horse archers with their arrows. Over here, Lumpkin's Croup didn't manage to do anything. The crossbows, amazingly, were out of range, so everybody on this line just moved up. Because it was the first turn of the game, we tried to throw all of our magic dice at a big purple sun. But that ended up fizzling. And over here, the hot pots scattered off. The cannon took out one skeleton spearman. And then everybody else over here just moved up. The wizard over here in the fungus forest failed his leadership test, so he just kind of stumbled forward and drooled on himself for a while. Walking around, licking on the trees and stuff. So that's it for Dogs of War turn 1. Not a whole lot going on. 1 skeleton spearman and 1 horse archer. That's all we managed. So we'll see what the Tomb Kings can bring about on their turn 1. This is how things sit at the end of Tomb Kings turn 1. The archers over there managed to kill off one of the knights. The Screaming Skull Catapults both scattered off. The Ketept managed to cast a Return to the Golden Age to augment all the undead on the table. Over here, the Tomb King with a ruby ring did a wound to one of the ogres. The chariots tried to charge into the cover at the Lumpkin's Croops. But Lumpkins and his lads decided to flee out of there. So that was a failed charge. So they are fleeing. Over here, the horse archers tried to shoot back at the uh, the birdmen, but couldn't manage to hit anything because of the augment spells cast by the Tomb Kings. The horse archers got their model back, and that was really about it. So, a couple wounds here and there, not much going on. We'll see what the Dogs of War can do next turn. We'll have some more crossbows in range next turn, so hopefully we'll be able to deal out some more damage. Alright, over to Dogs of War turn 2. Okay, we're here at the end of Dogs of War turn 2. The marksman here managed to pluck off a couple skeletons out of that unit. The hot pot dropped burning soup onto 3 Tomb Guard and took them out. And then working overtime, the Goblin Air Force over there took out that same horse archer again. So hopefully they won't grow him back. The Lumpkins crew did rally, so that's a plus. Magic again was a fizzle, but other than that, that's about it. Again, just kind of getting in position. I think we're going to have some combats coming up soon, but that's it. We are going into Tomb King's turn 2. Okay, things are getting close here on end of Tomb King's turn 2. The horse archers took a wound off this wizard. The archers did a wound to these knights. The skull catapult dropped a rock on these guys and took out 5. The Necropolis knights showed up here in the Dogs of War backline. A Tomb Scorpion showed up here next to the Hot Pod catapults. Not very good. The ogres were cursed and had their movement decreased. Over here, the chariots plucked off 2 hobbits from a Lumpkin Kroup's unit. And those guys managed to kill half of the Goblin Air Force, and they are fleeing. So that is where we sit at the end of Tomb Kings 2. The Dogs of War are going to have to do something next turn, otherwise they're not going to be in a very good position. So we'll see you guys after Dogs of War turn 3. Alright, end of Dogs of War turn 3, and this is how it sits. The Republican Guard failed a charge against the chariots. And then lost a guy from their stand and shoot. Over here, Lucretia Belladonna, she left the ogres. She cast off a purple sun at the Tomb Guard. It went right through them, getting almost the entire unit, but unfortunately, because of this spell here, their initiative is increased, so they only lost 1 guy to that. That was rather disappointing. The Hot Pot failed to hit the Scorpion with a catapult. It misfired. The other Hot Pot misfired, shooting at the Tomb Guard. So we had a double misfire. The cannon did some grape shot into the Necropolis Knights and did a wound. The Freelancer Knights, they charged over here and took out 5 skeletons, and then 5 more fell to the crumble. Over here, the Paymaster's Bodyguard charged in, and we took out only 5 skeletons. They took out 8 of the Paymaster's Bodyguard in a surprise turn. We did lose that one, but because the Paymaster is still alive, they are stubborn, so we held there. So that is how things sit at the end of Dogs of War turn 3. Didn't have much happen with the crossbow shooting. The Tomb Guard kind of shook most of it off. And that was about it. Magic, all of our dice went into getting that purple sun off. So maybe that'll cause some havoc in the Tomb King's turn. All right, we will go over to Tomb King's turn 3, and we will be back. right, at the end of Tomb King's turn 3, they are definitely taking the lead in this game. The Tomb Kings raised up another unit of 25 skeletons back there. The chariots charged into the Republican Guard here, killed 5. We only did 1 wound in return, but we did hold because we were steadfast. Over here, the Tomb Guard failed a charge against the ogres. This, a Screaming Skull catapult dropped right onto the besiegers, killing 3 of them. This Tomb Scorpion gobbled up 1 Hot Pot catapult and then overran into the next. These Necropolis Knights took out the cannon, and now they've turned to take aim at the marksman. Over here, the skeletons and the bodyguard keep going back and forth. This time, we ended up winning that one, so we crumbled, but we only won by 1, so we crumbled an extra skeleton there. And over here, the knights ended up winning and crumbled another 3 skeletons. So we're holding there, but next Tomb King turn, if they're still there, we're probably going to get beat up on by those Ushapti. So that is where we sit at the end of Tomb King's turn 3. We will see how this goes going into turn 4 of the Dogs of War, but it's looking pretty grim for the Dogs of War at this point. And the Horse Archers took out our Hireling Wizard, finished him off. So yeah, it is looking grim for the Dogs of War, but we're not going to give up quite yet. So we'll see you guys at the end of turn 4. So, Dogs of War turn 4 was not the swing we were hoping for. Over here, the Republican Guard keep getting chiseled away by the chariots. They just keep failing their fear test. This is the second combat in a row they failed that fear test, so they just can't land any hits. Nothing really happened with the Lumpen Kroops. They tried to shoot off some shots at the archers, but nothing really came of it. The besiegers actually took 2 wounds off that skull catapult over there. This scorpion wiped out the second hot pot and is now reforming up on the besiegers. The marksman turned around to face the Necropolis Knights, who are probably coming in next turn. The ogres charged into the Tomb Guard, took off their back rank, and then lost a few models in return. The ogres ended up losing that combat, but they held because the general, the Merchant Prince, is hiding right there, lending his leadership to the fight. Over here, the skeletons and the Paymaster's bodyguard keep whittling away at each other. We won that one and crumbled an extra skeleton because we won by 1. And over here, these knights just keep chipping away at those skeleton archers, but they're about to get some Ushapti in their flank, so that's going to be painful. Lucretia did throw off a purple sun trying to hit the Ushapti, but it didn't quite make it to them. So that came up short. So that's going to be bad for everybody come next turn. All right, so that is it for Dogs of War turn 4. We will turn it over to the Tomb Kings. I don't think the Dogs of War are going to be in this fight too much longer. I think the Tomb Kings are starting to run away with this one, but we'll see how it looks after turn 4. All right, that was a pretty good turn 4 for the Tomb Kings. Over here, as expected, the Ushapti came into the flank of those knights, killed 2 of them. The knights broke, but the Ushapti failed to run them down. The skeletons are slowly trying to catch up back there. In the shooting phase, these horse archers took a wound off Lucretia, who was hiding right there. And then the Tomb Kings landed a stone thrower right on her head and took her out. Over here, the skeletons and the... what are they? No, not the Ushapti. Oh, the bodyguard. The Paymaster's bodyguard. I'm completely blanking. It's been a long game. Are just swinging away at each other, slowly whittling each other down. Over here, the ogres took a bit of a beating from the uh, tomb guard, but managed to hold because again the general's lending his leadership. Over here, the Necropolis Knights charged the marksmen and killing half the unit, and they broke, but they couldn't run them down. And over here, the besiegers only held because they were steadfast over the Scorpion. The Republican Guard finally passed a fear test and were able to take out a chariot, and the other one died to crumbling. So we did win that combat, but there's still a chariot there. But all that does is open the door for these skeletons to charge in. So all in all, I think we're going to call this one at the end of turn 4 in favor of the Tomb Kings. It was fun to get the Dogs of War out this game, but I just don't think they were up to it. Might have actually gone better if we would have let the Tomb Kings go first. But we won the roll-off, so we thought we were going to take the chance. Anything you want to say about this one?
I think my men of the match might be the catapults and my entombed dudes. The catapults definitely managed to do quite a bit of work on this game. One of them managed to kill Lucretia.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. My man of the match, I think, would be just the Paymaster's bodyguard. They held up that big unit of skeletons and kept them from a lot of my more vulnerable units. Yeah, the Entomb Beneath the Sand guys, they really just popped up and went to town on my back line. That wasn't, I didn't really expect that, but I should have thought about that.
Oh, we forgot. This guy the other Scorpion is still in reserve.
Yeah, so you didn't even bring all of them in. Next game. Yeah, I think next time is going to be some Clash of Steel. And then we're going to try and finish out the month of October with a big game with Vampire Counts and Empire. But it was nice for the beginning of October for a little bit of Halloween fun to get the Tomb Kings on the table. It was nice to bring the Dogs of War out. I haven't played them in a while, but yeah, they just weren't up to snuff this game. Anything else you want to add?
I definitely don't like how Ketep did in this game. His magic definitely came in handy.
Yes, the Tomb King's magic definitely helped out a lot. That one spell boosting your stats. What is it? Return to the Golden Age. That was an awesome one.
Yeah.
That's a house rule we use. Is we allow the Tomb Kings as a bit of an extra boost to use the what are they called? The cantrip level spells from Storm of Magic.
What are they
Cataclysm spells. That's them. Yeah. So they're not unstoppable, but they definitely give Tomb Kings some much needed assistance. So all in all, a very good game. I do like the lore of Undeath, where you can just add up a whole unit like that. Brings the Tomb Kings a little bit closer to vampire count level. But the Dogs of War just didn't have it this time around. Alrighty, I think that's going to do it for this one. We'll probably see you guys next time for some Clash of Steel.